Hi guys, welcome back to Suero TV. I'm Pata, your usual host. So today we're talking mindfulness, we're talking healing, we're talking yoga. We're gonna get an understanding of it and how it can help us, and also how does it work? What does it mean, right? We have Mother K Masire, founder of Botho Retreats. She's a mindful teacher, coach, and art lover. So we're gonna get deeper into her story and why she's a mindful teacher or coach, and just get an understanding. Mother, welcome to Suero TV.
Thank you very much.
Emma.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Yes, we are very, very excited about today, and we are very thankful for you to create a time to come. We know you're a busy lady, so thank you so much for creating time. How are you doing?
How am I doing? I'm good.
You're good?
Yes.
Yeah.
I took a pause there because I use that when somebody asks me that question, I use it as an opportunity to also check in how I am at that point in time when I'm asked that question. Yes.
In fact, I was actually having a conversation. I was not feeling well last week, and somebody was asking me how you doing, and I automatically said I'm fine. I'm like, no, I'm not fine. You know, I didn't pause. So the importance of pausing. It's okay to pause and actually think about it.
Absolutely.
It's not an automatic. I'm fine. It's like automatic, just saying. I'm fine, thank you. How are you doing?
It becomes a default. We're just socialized to be saying fine.
Yeah.
So at times, even when somebody just say hi, say I'm fine before they even ask.
That's true. Actually, it's like a default thing.
Yeah.
So, Mother, what did you have for breakfast today? Did you guess? Did you have something to eat this morning?
I had my butterfly tea, and then I had a green smoothie.
What is a butterfly tea?
It's a tea. It's just the name, but it's a blue tea. It's raw, so it's just good for energy. I just got divorced from my favorite drink, coffee.
How is that going? Because I just had a cup of coffee this morning. How is the divorce happening?
No, it's going well because as my body said, it's enough. But now I just drink it as a treat. Yes.
How did your body say it's enough?
One day I drank coffee. Everybody who knows me know my relationship with coffee. I had memes about coffee. I had t-shirts about coffee.
You had t-shirts?
I just loved coffee. Then one day I just had my coffee and I was feeling a little heavy. Not your normal, what people say about palpitations and that. So I didn't connect it to coffee. I just felt a bit off. Then the next day, immediately after my coffee, I felt the same feeling because I like checking in with, how I'm feeling. So I thought, coffee. And then I said, okay, let's just give it a week and see. And then after a week, I drank it and I felt just heavy. So I thought, end of the road for us, babe.
That's when now you started actually connecting and saying, so this is the cause of it. Because basically you're being mindful about it. You're being conscious about what is going on here.
Over time, I got to be very sensitive to my body. My body communicates. Well, everybody's body does talk to them. Your body talks to you. So the question is, are you listening? Yeah. And you can choose not to listen. And when you do that, what's coming is going to scream, and the screaming is going to be an illness. So I just realized this is the end of the road. So I have to love it and just say bye and just have it as a treat.
To the treat, So that's just the best way to do it. So that's actually quite interesting. That means maybe coffee is not necessarily healthy, or maybe we're just overdoing it. Could that be it?
It's just that at different times your body doesn't want different things.
Just says not today. Not
today. It's always guiding us. Yeah. So I wouldn't want to say that coffee is necessarily bad. But it's in terms of how you're consuming it, or where you are in time in your life, or what is your body really, how it's relating to it.
Right. That's why we should always listen to our bodies.
Absolutely, absolutely.
All right. So who is Mother?
I like that question.
Yeah, because we're going to get into, listening to your body. But I want us to talk about who is Mother. Where is Mother from?
Okay. Who am I?
Yeah.
I'll just share a little background information. So I used to really, like when people tell us who they are, they usually share their titles, their hats that they wear. So I then thought like, but you don't really get the essence
of who they are,
of who that person is, besides their, their role. So I then decided I'm going to find out who I am. And how I decided that will be who I am, I said, okay, fine, go. If there are two things or one thing in this world that you would like to guard so that everybody can experience, what will it be? And for me was love and peace. And my reason, then I decided like, okay, I'm a guardian. So Mother K is a guardian of love and peace, meaning I'm here to get these two things and embody them in my interaction with people. And my reason is that when you have these two things, you are able to interact with yourself better.
Yeah.
You're able to interact with other people better, and even your environment. So these are the things that I really, really value, and I would love everybody to experience from their core.
Yeah.
So I am the guardian of love and light.
Ah,
yes.
Oh, that's a really beautiful way of explaining it, actually. So, but where are you from?
Where am I from? I'm from all over. I'm from Kanye.
You're from Kanye, and you got married in Kanye.
Yes.
So Mumaketsi. So Kimurolong. Do you know the inside jokes?
Like yeah.
The Marolong and Mumaketsi inside jokes. Every time I meet a Mumaketsi, I'm like, that's how I check for Mumaketsi. You would know the inside jokes between Marolong and everything negative is from Mwaketsi on our side.
Yes, and then from their side, it's the barolong. That's why they'll say stuff like "Kunkloya, ya barolong."
Yes, now we say the toilet. That is, we say Mwaketsi and whatever. It's so funny how that those inside jokes are. So, where did you go to school?
The formative years. I was actually born in Lobatse. And then my mom moved to Francistown. Yeah. So that is really where my foundation was.
In Francistown? That's where you grew up, yeah.
Yes, I grew up in Francistown. Yes, and then, what was the question?
Where did you go to school?
Okay, yes, so I went to school in Francistown from my primary till I finished. And then I came to Gaps for varsity. So they used to call us coming to America. Yes, so I then went to the University of Botswana, studying, majoring in sociology and public administration. Yes.
And then after school, what did you do? Did you, because I know, did you actually immediately become a mindful coach, or you worked somewhere else?
No, absolutely not. So it's a journey, we are forever evolving. So when I was doing my second year of varsity, because I was in this association called ISAC.
Yes, I'm an ISAC. So.
Wow, it just opens up you totally. So I then realized that I'm a creative person. So I decided like, I was interested in the name sociology. I didn't really understand what it was all about, and all I knew is I didn't want to do a BA either. And I realized my creative end, so I went back to the sponsor, which is the government, and said, I would like to change courses. And they said, well, if you drop out, there's no guarantee that you would will re-sponsor you. And obviously, as a Motswana child, you make those kind of decisions with your parents. And my mom said, no, you're just finishing your degree. If there's no guarantee, I have no funding, to take you or sponsor you to whatever you wanted. Because I wanted to either do graphic design, interior design.
Yes, and there was none of that QB, isn't there?
So I just wanted something to do with the creative. And after that, I just got into some little mini depression. And
you continued with the degree,
yes. I just felt like, oh my God. And then I was an assistant researcher for one of my lecturer. And he said, don't worry about that, you know. Your first degree really is so that people open doors for you. It just helps you with an analytical mind.
Yeah, just the foundation.
It's just that. So really don't worry about it. And then I think that really saved me.
Yes. Or just change the mindset. Like, basically what she's saying, change the mindset towards it. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
And then, that's how yes. And then in hindsight, I realized, you know, there's synchronicity of it, like the sociology and what I'm doing right now, and the public administration and what I'm doing now. There's a connection. There is that connection. However, immediately after school, because again, Isaac, I wanted to go for an exchange, and it was delaying, and my mom was like, come on, get a job. And this whole thing of waiting, what if, you know, they're always fearful, but the fear is based out of love.
Of course.
Yeah,
of course,
so
yes.
I then said, okay, just so that I just shut her up. I'm going to have a week when I'm just taking out applications.
Yes.
And fortunately or unfortunately for me, it's a double sword. I dropped the last CV that I dropped was at Gaps FM. It was, I remember very well, it was 3:30 p.m. I got home at 5 p.m. They call me and say, can you come to work on Monday?
Wow.
Yes. And this now was me getting into marketing and advertising. And then since then, I've never really applied for a job during my corporate days. I was always headhunted.
That's amazing. Yes. Well, do you think that is, we know my friend and I, she's also a former Isaac, by the way. We always talk about how everybody has their own grace, you know, and we always say, you know, no matter what and where you are in your life, everybody has their own grace, as in you have your own blessings that just happen to you only, and it doesn't mean another person doesn't have their own. Do you think that could have been yours?
I thought maybe, but I didn't think of it that way. But I thought, like, you know, everywhere you go, you put your best foot forward. Yes. You know, as an Isaacer, it exposed me to the corporate world.
Yes, and hard work. Yes. Because we used to organize events by ourselves.
And then employers see you.
Yeah.
And then, you know, and then even your presentation and how it just opens up your mind. So for me, it was like, you know, your first impression. Yes. And then even when you're doing the job that you are doing, you never know who is watching. Yes. Just do your best and enjoy it, you know, and be happy. You know, everybody wants somebody who is happy around them. Yes.
No, absolutely. No, funny enough, my sister used to say that when I started work, she's just like, my name is Tando at home. So she's like, Tando, you know, one thing you should always remember, somebody's always watching. Whatever you do, in every work that you do, someone is always watching. And you're going to just get a phone call out of nowhere and just say, I've been watching you, and I think this is a great opportunity for you.
Absolutely. I believe that too.
Hard work, basically. This is what she's just put in the hard work, just put in the work.
It's very interesting you're talking about hard work. About 2 years ago, I dropped that word. I don't work hard anymore. No, I don't.
What is the word now? What is the word?
I flow.
The flow,
Inspired action. Because when you are in an inspiration space, nothing feels like hard. You're not going against the grind, but you are just flowing with, and you're just prompted to just do the next thing, and then you really enjoy it. So because it was time when I was deciding I'm going to change certain words, because I realized what they make me feel. Like
it feels like you're laboring too much.
Yes, and then my body tense when I think about it. Just like a word discipline. Discipline, I don't do discipline.
What's the word?
For me, the word is devotion. Because discipline, the memory association with that word is punishment. It's something that is not
uptight.
Yes, that is not pleasurable, that you are forced to do. You'll be disciplined. So the minute my body hears that, it just tenses up. And I don't enjoy that thing. So when you're giving devotion, you're choosing to give time to show up.
Every day, to whatever to it.
Yes, so you're really just giving. So it's just me switching words so that they align with my spirit and my energy.
Yeah, I think that is probably the best way to look at it, you know. For many people, to be honest, even for me, if I think about how do I actually you think about it now, it's actually, it's an uptake. Even if somebody gives you advice about hard work, even the next person that is listening is thinking, yo, I have to labor. You know what I mean? Instead of actually, like you're saying, just go with the flow. Go with it. You need to flow.
Yes.
Because basically what you're saying, you need to flow. So for you to function properly as a human being, the flow needs to happen. There should be devoted to, you know. So
yeah, you're inspired. Yeah. Absolutely.
Amazing. I like this. I like this conversation and the way it's going. You know, I'm busy asking, why do you go to school? No, it is becoming something that I like the way it's coming. Do you have any siblings and kids, marriage? Tell me about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am married to a very supportive husband. Yes.
Yeah, I can see the sparkle in the eyes already. Yeah.
He is very supportive in my journey.
Yeah.
Because my journey didn't make sense to anybody. And I couldn't even explain it in words, but I felt it. And for somebody to be supportive in something that they themselves don't understand, I think it's really, really big. Yes, I am married. I have 2 younger brothers. I'm the queen.
Yeah, the queen. Yes, you're the first one. I was actually just saying to them earlier that firstborns are like bullies. They're like, they tell us what to do all the time.
Oh, yes, absolutely. My mom usually say at times like, okay, fine, when she has something, you'll tell your brothers.
Yeah, it's like the automatic mother.
Yes,
oh, gosh.
Like she feels like they listen to me.
The first one.
Yes.
How do secretly?
I think because I'm soft, and my mom is, you know, she's very
authoritative.
So
most mothers.
So she feels like at times maybe it will be more soothing, whatever it is that
whatever works.
Yeah, when it comes from me.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to kids, it's a very interesting one. I have many kids.
I get you. I get what you mean. Yeah.
Yes, I have many kids, and I've birthed 2, and then I have a bonus daughter through marriage. Then I've got kids that have been given by the universe, the ones that just get into my space. I've got a girl. So they started off as mentees and then now became my children. Yes, yeah. So
this is interesting. Is one of them in the US or something?
She's currently in Cape Town, but she's studying in China.
Yeah.
She's a dancer with
I've seen something like that.
Yes, Loni, she was in the Woman King. Yes.
She's. I saw something. I saw you sharing there, and I remember getting confused, going, "I swear she has 2 kids. There's another one." You know. Yes. Okay. I get.
So I guess it in Setswana, you know, they say Lina Lebe. You know, so the embodiment of the name. So I became that.
Exactly that.
Yes.
A mother to everyone.
I'm a mother to that. So Lone and Ronald are the artists, and Prince Tom are like my babies.
Aww.
Yes.
Have you ever asked your mom why she called you mother?
Oh, yes. Because that's a weird name.
Yeah.
Hey.
Well, it's not weird, but
but
why mother?
Yes. Like, I was wondering. I thought it was weird. Like, why are you calling me that? And then she explained, you know, the story. There's a story behind the name. So my mom lost her mom when she was 6. So I've never met my granny. Excuse me. From my mom's. So in culture, what happens is then, you know, the other female, some relative will come and take the kids. So with them, nobody did. So they were just kids. Yes, they had the dad, but he wasn't staying in Kanye. He was working for veterinary social. He'll be posted in these remote spaces. So they grew up without a mother figure or a parent at home. And the elder sister was only 10 years older than her. So you can imagine that means she was like 16, you know. And so she said she really longed to have a mother, or the feeling of a mom, how she wondered how it felt like. Yeah. So she decided, like, okay, if I'm to ever have a daughter, I'm going to rename her after my mom. She's going to be my mom. And that means the elder sister had the same thought, right? So the name was used. The name is Bani. So then when the name was taken, she didn't think about the name. And say there's this song called She's My Mother and I love, well, I can't sing to save my life, but yeah, there's some song.
Yes.
And she really, really loved it. And every time it will play, she will dream about her relationship with that mother she never had. It was just
every time she played that song.
So yes. So when she had me, they said, oh, you have a baby girl. She just looked at her. And then for some weird reason, because this was in Lobatse Public Hospital, she had that song playing in a distance. She looked at this child and she said, Mother, she's my mom, she's Mother. Then she gave me the name Mother. Yes, my other name, I have a middle name, is Tebogo. But I went by Mother. And then I know your next question. So how is Mother K?
Yes, this was coming. So where's the K coming from? It was actually, yes. How did you know? But yes.
Because I would follow that.
You'd follow that. Okay. So why Mother K?
I was actually saying to somebody yesterday, like, you know, I should just go to Mang and just make it this, because now at times when I'm filling forms it's Mother K, but in my ID it's Mother T Masire. So the Mother K came. Okay, I was that girl who never dreamt about getting married.
Oh, really?
Yes. I don't know.
It
was never really at the back of my mind or anything. So when I got proposed and it's like, you're going to get married, you're going to change your surname, I was like, oh, shoot. This is my identity. Because it was now a few years, because I was just socially a late bloomer.
Is it? Oh, shame.
So I'm 27 when I'm getting married, and I just gotten into myself at 23. So I'm saying, you know, I just really now love myself and my identity. And then I'm going to assume another name. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
And then I knew that I didn't want a double barrel either.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that I knew I didn't want. And then I was wondering, okay, what do I do? So I didn't change my name. And my mom,
Oh, you didn't change? You didn't go and change the ID?
No, I didn't. And my mom would call like, girl, because I'll be with her, we're close.
Yes.
So she'll still say like, when are you going to do this? Then I said, no, I'm not doing it. And then she was realizing like, this girl is serious, because this is not,
like,
and then she goes like, that is disrespectful, my daughter. You got married in Setswana Lobola, part of the process. So she really now explained the whole proper Setswana process of marriage and the whys behind it. So I said, okay, I hear you. And then I still didn't go. I was just still, having to convince myself.
There's this conflict inside.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then one day she said, you're going to have your child, and you're going to have different names. And then the next day I went and changed my name.
That's what... That's what made... When did you have your child? When you got married at 27, when did you have...
I got him at 28, the following year.
Oh, the following year, okay.
Yes.
That's the only thing that made you panic.
I had a mirror. Because I was thinking, my husband is not,
He doesn't mind.
He doesn't mind. He's not making it into a big issue. So, Anna Mama, why are you making it a big deal? But when she said that, I said, phew, the next day, I went and did that. And again, I don't like admin filling forms and stuff like that.
Yes. Creatives don't like that. I don't think I've seen any organized creative, actually.
So then I changed my name. But because my corporate life have been in branding, marketing, advertising, and branding, you have to have a story.
Yeah.
So I am Mother K Masire,
Is that your former surname?
Yes,
that's your maiden surname.
Yes, yeah. So if you look at a K, it's like this.
Oh, so, there's a whole K Masire in there, in one K.
So I was thinking, okay, fine. With a K, it has all direction. It goes everywhere, especially the way I write a K. But there's the center. I'm all about centering.
Yeah.
And that is really me, being in the center and everything. So yes, Mother K, the K represent me going every direction, but coming back to my core.
Yes, as much as it's K Masire, but it's also, there's a meaning.
Yes, it was. I just borrowed from the K. It's not necessarily from the. Yes, it is K Masire. It was brought by K Masire, but it is in the K and what it symbolizes to me. So it became Mother K, and again, I was marrying into a name that is already strong on its own. So I didn't want to be swallowed into that name. I wanted to have
you were very, very, very passionate about not losing you.
Yes, I really wanted to be me first and foremost before I am
anybody else.
I'm anybody else.
Absolutely.
So,
to anyone else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So my introduction, when I meet somebody, I say, I'm Mother K. And then on formal, that's when now I'm putting in the surname. I love the family and everything.
No, absolutely, but I get you. Yeah, I get you. We then focus on the surname.
Yes.
So we do automatically, especially in our country.
Yes, because then people start asking me questions about the surname.
Okay.
Are you related? What this? And I'm thinking like,
I'm here.
We just met. Yeah.
Okay. This is actually quite an interesting and very lengthy explanation of who you are. This is amazing because what I'm hearing from you is like, I didn't want to lose myself. I didn't want to lose who I am. And that, for me, that says a very centered person, a person who understands who they are. Like, no, I'm not losing myself. No, I'm not. So Gebs FM. From Gebs FM, then what?
Okay. From Gebs FM, I went to a retail place. It was called Rep Office World and Mindfulness. And that was a very intentional move because when I saw that for a sales and marketing manager, because at Gebs FM, I was just an account executive.
Okay.
And then when I saw this, I knew I didn't like retail. I'll just get so bored.
Yes. Account executive at Gebs FM does what?
We did script writing for clients. We sold airtime. We created marketing campaigns for clients.
You're the behind the scenes.
Yes, for clients. And then I was thinking like, but there's that manager. So I know for sure that once I have this job, I will be able to now apply for managerial position. It was just a career strategic move. And then I said, I'm going to give myself 18 months, and then, because they just called me. Because I saw it, and then I saw that, because they sent the letter. So I said, manager, okay, let me go. And while there, I went to see a company called CV People.
Yeah.
Well, I was still working at the retail. And I went to just see them, find out what they were really all about, you know. During that time, I used to do just research, because I was in sales, about organizations, so that I'm able to market or sell anything that I had to. So when I got there, they asked me to say, also drop your CV here. So I did. The next day,
they called you back.
They called me back and said, we're actually looking for a consultant to just consolidate and see if the market is ready for us in Botswana. And then that was 9 months into that job.
Yeah.
So I left.
Yes.
And then I went there to CV People. This was a recruitment agency.
Yes.
And then, well, I was there. I was recruited by Yaron FM as their marketing and promotions manager.
Oh, this is interesting. You worked for Yaron FM. Yes. It gets interesting.
Well,
you think I had Owen here just the other day?
Yes, well, it was at the Red Hot building.
Yes.
And I really love that experience, and I like highlighting
it.
Yes,
at African Mall. Yes, I see it.
Because it was like the oldest person at the time. For me, it was a demonstration that youth can be profitable and really run something professionally.
It was the cool one for us.
The oldest person then was 27 years old. The youngest was 16, Giselle.
Amazing. And Giselle was 16 when she worked? Oh my gosh.
And Pesira Ditled, who was an owner and a shareholder, was only 27.
Amazing.
And all of us were between 21 and 24.
This is what do me and everybody. Amazing.
So it ran. So for me, it was just like, you see, you know, when you give the young people a chance, they can actually do something.
Yeah, look at it now.
Look at it now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then from Yaron FM, I got recruited by Mike Proctor to help him into his consulting in the media.
I see.
To be a producer. I worked with BK Proctor. And I was thinking, like, I don't know anything.
BK, the current BK?
Yes.
He's also quite young. He's like our age or something. Yeah.
Yes, he is. He's quite young. By then, I think he was 19. He just finished his Form 5. And my Proctor was the uncle.
Yes.
So just to get him to do something. So he said, BK understand all the technical bit. So you are going to be developing and producing these content. And it was something like, I'm not TV, like, you're going to do it. So then I worked with Mike Proctor. While there, I got recruited or headhunted by a lifestyle magazine called Flair.
Amazing. You just keep getting headhunted. This is amazing.
So actually, if you really look at it, there's a lot of media.
There's a lot of media, yes.
So
creative.
Still in the marketing and advertising. Then while there, got recruited, headhunted by Botswana Cebet. Cebet is the mother company for Botswana Guardian and the Midweek Sun.
Yes.
I joined them as an advertising assistant advertising manager. 6 months down the line on my probation, they promoted me to be their advertising manager because they didn't have that.
Okay.
Yes. And then 18 months down the line, there was some restructuring. I then got put in the EXCO as a commercial director who was responsible for marketing, sales, satellite offices, distribution, and it was a very challenging job because there I was in the minority in terms of age.
Yes.
In times.
How old were you at this time?
I was like 29. Yes, I was like 29.
Yes.
Yes, in terms of gender. Media in our country is dominated by male. You know, I will get in the boardroom and find these guys like looking at me like, okay, what is this?
Intimidated. They're feeling intimidated by you, basically.
I was cool with it because they actually interviewed me and, you know.
They gave you the job.
Yes, so, but I just wanted to prove myself like you didn't do
a bad job.
A bad thing. So I just really jumped into it. And this is where my journey as a mindfulness coach started.
Yeah, okay. At Botswana Guardian?
At Botswana Guardian because of my job.
Ah, so tell me how that started. Because we're now getting into your job as a mindfulness coach.
Okay.
And before then, let's just actually get into that and then explain what mindfulness is.
Okay. All right. Because I was really ambitious and wanting to prove to myself that I'm the girl that I say I am.
Yeah.
I really worked so hard.
Guardian, and you actually got into the mindfulness at Guardian. How did it start? Well, you're busy being a sales and marketing, everything in Exco now.
Yes. Yeah. It was because of the high pressure in advertising. That's high pressure space.
I can imagine.
And then the media, every single week is deadline. In a week, there are 3 deadlines, you know. So because I was really ambitious and wanting to succeed and proving to myself that I'm the girl that I say I am, so it took a toll on me. I remember when my son was about 3, you know, I would get home for a straight 12 months, except when I'm on leave. I would leave the house on a Wednesday around 9 a.m. and then come back home Thursday anytime after 1 a.m. And it wasn't part of my mandate.
Thursday?
Yes.
Where did you spend the night? You didn't sleep?
At work. It wasn't even part of my mandate. But what happens with the paper is, after hours, you know, it is designed, and then after the design, that's when it goes
for printing. Yeah, and was it a Thursday paper or a Friday paper?
It was a Friday paper, but it comes out on a Thursday. Yes. So I needed to know every process. Why are the graphic designer putting there what they're putting there
in
terms
what's going
of
on?
image?
Yes.
Why are the editors choosing the front? So I felt when I'm sitting there with them, I would be able to understand better. And then the other thing was I needed to go to the printers, which was not, it was just the supplier, to make sure that I see the first run. And the reason was, when you're printing, at times the colors don't come out well. And when the clients say, this is not my blue, they're right, you know, as a custodian of a brand.
Yes,
as I was,
advertised in
So I was also a custodian of a brand. And they would say, why am I paying for something that wasn't right? And for customer relation, I'll say, okay, you know, if I could, let's place it again on the next paper. That is, you're losing money because with the paper, again, there is a percentage in terms of how you print if you want to be profitable.
Yes.
So I said, okay, I need for the printers to know what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
So I had to be there where I could say,
Nope. Let's reprint. Go to print first batch and then first paper, one paper and then
Yes, I had to see that. So that is what I was doing. And over time, I had, I got burnt out, ended up in hospital because of exhaustion. Then I decided I was going to take care of myself and I started meditating, using meditation. With meditation, I found that there's actually something called mindfulness. Thank you.
How did you start meditating? Did you like YouTube it or?
No, a friend of mine used to go. There's some association that they used to go Thursdays. It was a spiritual space. So they would meditate. She shared that they meditate because I already liked that, you know, though I wasn't really practicing. So that's how I got got into it.
Okay. So then, how did you then become a mindfulness coach? Did you quit your job, by the way? Or you just did meditation together with them?
I started meditating, then I found out about mindfulness. But with the meditation, I realized how it was helping me. So I started sharing with others.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
How was it helping you?
I was now being able to be me, to be calm, to be, you know, lose that anxiety, because I struggled a whole lot with anxiety as I was trying to succeed. You know, I was always like, am I doing it right? Okay, you know, my target is 1 million. Am I going to raise that?
Yes.
You know,
it's not,
yes, it's not me, it's my team and all that. So when my contract finished and was about to finish, I made a decision that I wasn't, you know, getting fulfilled anymore. I've ticked all my, you know, I've made money.
You've done all the boxes.
Yes, all the boxes have been done. So new challenge, please. You know, I knew and I said, okay, you know, who's going to headhunt me this time?
Yes.
Because I didn't know how to apply.
You're always headhunted.
And then my employer sent me a letter for another contract. I said, no, I'm not taking it. They said, okay, fine, show us the letter of where you're going so that we can... Yes. So I said, no, I'm not going anywhere. They said, there's no one who is just leaving the job. By that stage, I've decided I'm going to get on a journey of self. Like, who is really this girl?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm starting to know her, but I really, really want to know her even further.
Yeah.
And I've decided the only way or the best way to go about it was if I'm not in my environment, because I'm that child, the good child who listens.
When you say you're not in your environment, what do you mean?
I needed to move out of this country.
Aha.
Yes, so I shared with my husband, like, you know, my soul is withering. I need to move.
Yeah. And what did you guys decide?
I said, I'm going to South Africa. It is not his journey, so he doesn't. Yes,
and he's just like, okay, girl.
Yeah, he doesn't have to come with me.
You didn't put that pressure.
No.
Yeah.
He's doing his thing here, so I didn't even want him to stop that. And I thought, which country can I go? And then I was thinking, okay, the closest is South Africa, so how do I move there? You know. So I decided to apply for school. I applied for brand management with AAA advertising school. And part-time, my reason wasn't to study. My reason was to
be in the country.
Legally.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Yes, I needed to be there legally. So I did study. And I was just going to school twice a week. And it was in the evening. So the rest of the time, I was using to really get to know myself. And before I left, you know, I'm a mom and my youngest is 2. I then...
Oh, they were already 2 now,
yes,
2 kids now,
yes.
Yeah.
My husband, then I told him I'm going with the kids and he can stay. He said, there's no way you're going with my kids. You're not taking the kids with you, Ma.
How did that make you feel?
I wanted to take them because I felt that I would be a bad mother.
Yes.
I mean I have a 2-year-old. You know what I mean?
As a mother, yes, I would understand.
Yes, and I was thinking, no, I have to. So he said, no, didn't you say your soul is withering? You're going to a foreign country where you don't have support, structure,
and he had
family,
good point.
yes, and you're just here. You can come in. You'll be coming home. Then after a year, because my diploma was 3 years. Yes, you can come in. Take them depending how you're feeling. And I thought and say, you know, he's right. That was just me and
You're going to be overwhelmed, actually.
That was going to be me and guilt. And the other reason that I really wanted to take this journey was if I'm a better person, then I'll be a better parent.
Yes.
I'll be a better wife. I'll be a better sister.
Daughter, yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
So I then said again, like, and this is what women do.
We
we want to take everything. Who said I'm a better parent than him? Who said he's not a parent?
Yeah.
Is he not the guy that the first hours after I give birth, because I have low blood, so usually after I give birth, I'm just on observation. He's the one who with his kids. And then as I was nursing my children, Sundays were my time. I didn't touch no child. So he was the one who...
he's got this under control.
Yes, I mean, I'm sleeping, he's changing nappies. I mean, he is a dad, he's feeding. Why am I denying? This is what women do. Yeah. We take everything and we hog everything. And then later on, when we are overwhelmed, we want somebody to jump in and they are
and then we take it out on our partners,
yes, and then he's like, he's not used to be doing this. And then you say, but you never helped me. You didn't allow me,
And that's what we do.
Yes, then I had that realization. So I then was okay with it. And then my kids and my helper joined me a year later.
Amazing, because, I think this moment right now, it's a learning, not only for women, also for men, or sometimes when your wife, or your partner is feeling overwhelmed and they're saying to you, I am weathering. They're listening and they say, that's fine, go. And then now the guilt comes in. You have the husband that says, babes, you're going to be overwhelmed by yourself. Remember, you are finding yourself. Remember, your soul is weathering. Yeah. It's always a lesson for men to listen and also remind you that, girl, I've got this. Don't worry. Go and take care of yourself. You know, that's exactly what he did.
And I appreciate
that. That's exactly what he did. Just say, go take care of yourself. We want you alive. We want you happy. We want you, go take care of yourself. I've got this handled. Yeah. Basically, that's what
so that's how I then moved to South Africa, part-time. Yeah. I'm doing my own program. I've created my own program. This is what I'm going to do, blah, 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 blah. And then a friend of mine who was a PhD student with Wits University for architect got hold of me and say, I know you're such a curveball. You don't think like everybody, he called me a weirdo. You're just a weirdo. And I like that because normal people scare me. So he said, there's this program about change management and sustainable development. And it's sponsored by GIS, the German Institute. So they are looking for people who went to the energy space. However, they want one curveball. And I think you'll be ideal for that.
No one curveball.
Yes.
You were the curveball.
I was the curveball. Somebody who is not in the energy, who is just different. Yeah. So I got in the program, and when we concluded the program, we had to do a project. So my project was on bringing mindfulness into the workspace and the benefits of that. And then I did the presentation. They were there from Germany, and after they say, oh my God, great, we've been thinking about this, but we realized culturally Africa may not be ready, and your presentation was really, really great. We have something in a month, and we would like for you to come and do a session.
Yes. Where? In Africa? In South Africa?
In South Africa. Yes. And this is an architect school. So I go like, okay. I did that, and then after, the prof called me and said, bring your invoice. I say, what invoice? Say, for what you did. Say, no, I just do that. It's not... Well, I didn't have my relationship with money was screwed. So
I'm sure it didn't click then.
No, it didn't. I was just happy that I'm given an opportunity to do this thing that I love and I want people to get into in that platform. So I said, how do I even invoice? Yeah. So he then said, okay, I'll do just them for you. And then when the money came, I was taken aback, like, oh,
I can get paid to do this.
Like, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't believe the...
You didn't anticipate
the numbers, because when I was in South Africa studying, I used to, for resources, I used to work with advertising agency as an external person for brainstorming. Yes. So I then said, okay. And then I just kept just doing it. Came back home after my program was done. 3 years later, met a friend who, before I went, I did a session for them. She's a clinical psychologist, who then said, you know, I just realized that you're back in the country. I'm not a Facebook person, but that particular week, I saw you, and then I said, this is God.
The girl is back.
Yeah, the girl is back, and I don't want to be clinical with my job. I want to bring all this to the workspace, and I think you're ideal.
Yes.
I could bring this into the workspace. Well, that's what she said. So I think it would be an ideal partnership, as she had a company called Botho. And then she said, you know, it will be an ideal partnership. So we decided she is the why and I'm the how. Why are you dealing with all these things? Why are you behaving this way from the psychological point of view?
Yes.
And then come in and say, while you're having these challenges now, how do you continue with your life while you have this? Yes. So we were the two. And then came COVID in 2019, right?
Yes. Oh, so this is quite recent. It's actually 2019 is yesterday.
Yes, but Botho Retreats, Botho. Okay, let me just take it back there. So that was in I think it was in 2015.
2015, yes. Okay.
And then I decided to join her as a co-founder. We built Botho. We decided to move to Maun because Botho found the space that we wanted to create a healing center there. She's also a sister because we grew up in Francistown together, and our parents were friends. So 2019, so we are starting, and it's not easy because, you know, the market doesn't really understand what are you guys all
what are you guys doing
about. You know, the financiers as well. We are just trying to say we have land. Can we? It's quite hard. And then in 2019, COVID came. We thought, okay, this is our time now. They will need us more. Let's try to engage with the government. Things didn't go as anticipated. Still, you know, you have to be in alignment. You know, they didn't really hear what we were saying, I'm assuming. And then the lockdown came. Then before COVID, my friend is also a very family-oriented person. My husband moved to Lobatse after he lost his dad to the farm.
Yes.
And she decided, like, you know what? Can you go back to the family? I won't be okay separating
absolutely.
family.
Yeah.
So I joined him in Lobatse. So when lockdown came, so my business partner and I are in different spaces.
Yeah.
And COVID came with its own anxiety and all that. So, and the business is not really great. And we thought this was going to be the time where it was going to pick up.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of anxiety even when we're engaging.
Yeah.
And then we decided, like, you know what? Our relationship is really, really, really important, you know?
Yeah.
So let's close Botho, and then within Botho there were two components. So you'll take the other component,
the psychological,
the mindfulness one. She'll take the psychological one. So she then we closed Botho. Then from Botho emerged Botho Retreats and Botho Corps.
What?
Corps, like a Peace Corps. Yes, yeah. So Botho Corps really is a trust. Her focus is really on the kids. Yes. So these two organizations came out of Botho.
Yeah.
And what is interesting is we still work together, you know, independently. Where I find the need of her skills, I
bring her on
in.
board. Okay.
When she find the need of my skill, we collaborate.
Yes. Do you think now our market is getting sensitized about the understanding of mindfulness and engaging you into our organization? Because I mean, to be honest, I think we're struggling. I think we're struggling as a country. I think people are really going through a tough time, even in the corporate culture of the stresses or expecting people to perform to a certain level, and these people are human, I think for me, my understanding of it is that it's just lack of understanding of mindfulness, and also just understanding these people are human, or feeling empathy for them, or just how do you get the best out of a human being, make sure that they actually get enough rest, they get, you know what I mean, they know how to, and I feel like everything just is working opposite. We are making human beings work more than how human beings are supposed to function, and therefore that's why people end up in hospital, like how you're also working. To be honest, as you were working like that, your leader, I feel like that's the role of a leader. Your leader should have said, ma'am, you need to take a break. Do you get what I mean? That is the role of a leader. That's my but I think in our country, that's exactly what we need. But what do you think? Sensitization, yes, of this need is in our country right now. What do you think?
I think post-COVID, we're starting to appreciate mental health, and yes, corporates are starting to open up, and I just think it's like you're saying, an issue of understanding. Who are we bringing? How do we, fit in with the company while we are still delivering what we need to deliver?
Yes.
So I think it's something that is starting in the journey.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm getting a number of engagements from, especially with when they are planning and stuff like that. So I think we are in the right path. However, like you are saying, we are socialized differently. To say you have to work hard, that is, what you believe. And human beings are emotional beings.
Yes.
Whether we like it or not.
Yeah, they kind of work like that.
But there is this belief that, this is work. When you come here, take your emotions and put them by that door or leave them home. You are coming here to work, one of them. The other one, I didn't come here to make friends.
That sounds very familiar.
Yes, I came here, to get paid, to do my work and paid. So I like in every space that I get in, whatever I'm there for, these two things I like to debunk. I feel they're myth, and I'm not apologetic about it.
Absolutely.
And I'm not, because we are emotional beings, So your emotions, there's function. That's why you have them. That's why you have different organs in your body.
Yeah.
Your heart is for something. So all these emotions, there are about 18 of them. They're actually communicating something. But because we don't understand this communication and what they're saying, we then, because some are unpleasurable, we then say we don't need them. But an emotion is just like an indicator in your car. When it goes to E, you know what it means. It needs to be filled. So anger is communicating something. Fear is communicating something. So actually, you should be able to feel them so that they then guide you on what action to take next to get back into alignment. And then when it comes to an issue of friendship, and maybe it's on the semantics of the language, what is a friend? A friend is somebody who cares. I'm not saying you go to work and you tell everybody about your deepest secrets and your family, but care enough for the people that you work with. A work environment should be nurturing. When it's nurturing, it shows in the bottom line.
Naturally. Yes.
In terms of the bottom line, you see all that. So it really needs to be a space that is nurturing. And then the other reason I also, when I get into spaces, like I say, these are the two things that I will start with. We do the numbers. And the numbers show us that you spend more time with people at work than your own family. Than even home.
Yeah.
It's about 70% of your awake life. You're at work if you're working.
Yes.
So if that space is not nurturing, if that space is not good for you, it's going to destroy you. When you get destroyed, you're coming home to destroy the home. When you destroy the home, you destroy the community. When you destroy the community, you destroy the country.
The country, basically.
Yes.
Then we're just a disconnected bunch of beings.
Yes. So it's really about, it starts with an individual. So we really need to take care of the mental health of this individual, because the workspace is made by these individuals and collectively they create this workspace.
Yeah.
So it's very critical that, all these people are well. Or they are working towards healing. And healing is a continuous thing.
It's not once off.
No. You don't get a certificate to say,
I'm healed.
No. Because we have different things that just triggers or create trauma in our space, and, you have to work with that.
Absolutely.
Because it's life. Things happen. But it's how you respond, not react to that situation.
Yeah. Because, Mother, one thing that I have realized in terms of one of the most successful people, they actually do a lot of mindfulness. Kobe Bryant, the late Kobe Bryant, he said when he gets into a match, he should have done some yoga. He was encouraging his team to do some yoga, some meditation. That's how they won the games. And now my question now also comes to leadership of organizations. One thing that I have realized in organizations is that the problem solving is always, let's solve the issues for the employees. But I think the issues for the employees is caused by the leadership. You know what I mean? Most of the time, they always exclude themselves. It's always like, oh, this is the help they need. What about you? I mean, I feel if you are going to come into an organization, do everybody, including the leadership, especially them, so that they know that their team will need the mindfulness and why they need it, because they will be aligned and centered. So I think that could also be, I think that, we are going to wrap up in a bit, but one of the things that I picked from your biography is that you're a healer. What is a healer? What does that mean?
Okay. Before I get into explaining that, I think we should just, in short, explain what mindfulness is.
What mindfulness is.
So meditation, yoga, and all other things fall under mindfulness. So mindfulness in the shortest form is intentionally paying attention without judgment and compassion to what is going on internally, emotionally, in your body and your environment. So it's really about being present. Yes. And then yoga, meditation are the practices that helps you become mindful, because our front cortex, it's malleable. So the more you practice, then it creates for you to be a more mindful person. Yes.
More present.
Yes, you are able to be more.
As you
more
practice
present.
All these practices that help with centering.
Exactly. That is that.
This is meditation, yoga.
And other practices, they are formal and informal. An informal example can just be, I like taking it back home to how our grannies used to wake up at wee hours of the morning, and then they will sweep the yard. And then there will be that shade. So it will be a presence. You're focusing in one thing that you shut down any other thoughts. So you are giving your mind a break. And then now when you open it up, you have better clarity, better compassion, not judgment and stuff
and
like that.
And they used to say, remember?
Thank you.
Yes. Same thing.
Yes, similar thing, same thing. And then now when it comes to a healer, for me, a healer is not somebody who heals you. is somebody who triggers something within you to heal yourself. They walk along you on the journey. They don't walk ahead or behind, but they walk along you as you trigger all these things where they had blind spots. You know, you already have these things, but you have blind spots. So the healer will be showing you like, no, there's that. And then you get inspiration out of this thing that you are now realizing, and you work towards healing yourself. Hence, you cannot help somebody who is not ready to be helped. You can do all you do.
They have to.
Yes.
We have to be in alignment, basically. This is basically what you're saying. There was a time you did one of your mindful things. You were quiet. You went quiet. You shared it on social media, where you went quiet for a few days.
Yes.
And you know, I remember you mentioned, you even said, I have involved my children in this, that they know that I don't want to talk.
Yes.
So if they want to communicate, they can write it down and out, right? Or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't remember what you... Tell me about that.
Okay.
I guess it's one of the mindfulness.
It's more personal development, mindfulness, self-awareness, because I'm also very big in self-awareness, but using the principles of mindfulness.
Yes.
So, excuse me, I host silent retreats. So I was doing one for myself. So the whole point is a human being have an average of about 60,000 thoughts in one day.
That's a lot, eh?
That's a lot. And most of the time, we don't even know what's playing in our head. So the silence forces you to really see what's going on in here.
And silence.
What is really dominating. And then even then, they had to write this, but only at a certain time was I reading it, because I'm coexisting, but I'm more on an observant state, myself and everything. It's like I am me, but I'm not me. It's like I'm watching a
yourself.
movie.
Are you watching yourself?
Yes. Myself, my thoughts, my behavior. And it's so loud. You just realize how much junk we put in our space, or things that we enumerate about that in essence don't really add value to who we are. You are also having an opportunity to really listen to your body. What is going on? You may start feeling aches that you didn't even feel. You may, now your body is
communicating. Now you're hearing yourself.
So much of yourself.
This is basically what you're saying. How is coaching, the kind of coaching that you're doing, different from seeing a therapist?
Okay. I didn't like the word therapist when I was young.
Yeah.
And then socially, as Botswana, you know, when you say somebody is seeing a counselor, you know, it's like deep down. It's only now that
the conception.
So now that the narrative is changing. So
the perception,
yes, they're starting to change their understanding. We had therapy in our culture, but we didn't call it therapy because of extended family. You had that auntie that you were able to talk money with. You had this one that you had to talk boys
with. Always the auntie.
There was that, but since now we're becoming more nuclear, we don't have that support
system. There's no village.
Yes, we had village. Our culture is so rich, dude, with so much gems of how to take care of yourself. So how I work with, like I was saying, I just walk with you and I share principles. I don't make decisions for somebody.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I don't tell you what to do, but I share principles. And the reason that I love sharing principles, especially with mindfulness, is you are able to take these principles and apply in different areas of your life, you know. Like I was sharing with you, like I didn't really have a beautiful relationship with money. I was scared of money. I felt money didn't like me, and all those things. I needed a lot in my life. And then with mindfulness, I'm taking the same principles into anything that you relate with. So I just share principles, And once somebody understands these principles and they saw them helping them in this one area of their life, they're able to, so you can be a mindful parent, you know, so you are able to just bring all these principles to all different facets of your life. Yes. And one thing that I also really like to say is mindfulness is not a do-all-good pill, you know. It helps you to navigate life easier with the observation of what is happening
right now.
Yes, right now. Yes, I have challenges, you know, but I
You're
don't.
still human.
Exactly. But I've learned to not dwell on those. Once I feel and understand why I'm feeling that, and then work myself up on shifting my emotions and my mental state from it to my alignment.
So we don't focus on the problems. Just, you know, separate yourself from it. Don't put too much emotion on it. It's part of life. These problems, we can solve them, but what you're saying is the emotion. We have to learn how to separate the emotion from it so that we don't feel too overwhelmed. Is that what you're saying?
How I would put it is that we understand what our emotions are saying, because you can't separate yourself from the emotion. But what you do is, it's a frequency.
No, I mean from the problem. Yes.
Yeah. You're in that problem, so you're in that frequency. So it's like, I'll use an analogy of a radio station.
Yeah.
So this problem and the thoughts around it is on 0.32.
Yes.
You know, so anything, if you focus on that, you're going to hear everything on 0.32. So you hear that, and now you're saying, okay, I don't like what I'm hearing here. It doesn't add value. You know, it's okay. It is what it is, because mindfulness teaches us that. It is what it is. I'm hurting. It's not pleasurable, and I don't like hurting. But this is the frequency that I'm operating in. Then you don't want to hear this. You want to hear now 106.6. You turn the frequency in the radio, and what will come out will be different from that. So you just shift your energy to something else, because what you put your focus on, your neural cells wire together with that. And then the more energy you put on that, the bigger this thing becomes. That's why when you wake up not feeling good and you just focus on it, the next thing you are thinking about everything that is going really bad in your life. And then by the end of the day, you have the worst day.
Because you focused on it.
You focused on it.
And only on it.
And then what the mind does, it's like a computer. It put on all these experiences. Because you are on that frequency, it will remember, pull out all those files. And that is reality. And then you believe that. Because it was real, it happened. But now you believe it's your identity.
That's life.
And then you think about it. Your emotions and your thoughts are interlinked. What you think about makes your emotions have similar thing. So it then becomes this cycle. Yes.
So this is how we manage our thoughts, basically.
You just, when you're feeling bad, acknowledge that it's not nice. What is it trying to say to me? Don't dwell on it. Then find something that will shift that emotion. Is it music? Is it going to see your newborn niece that will just give the smile?
The great feeling.
And then...
Or a walk.
Yes. When now you are aligned, you're okay, shifted from that, the answers come.
So basically, if you're too focused, negative, whatever it is, it blocks the answers.
It blocks the answers.
The solutions.
Yes. On answers. That's why you can have that brilliant idea you're just singing in the shower. And then you just receive that boom, boom. Because you were so aligned, you're not focusing on anything.
That's why the ideas come in the shower.
Yes.
Or they come wherever you are, where you're not distracted.
Yes. Or when you're in Masima under or Yes.
There's a friend of mine who says, when we're talking about Christmas, he says, I'm taking my kids to the grandparents. Why? And I was like, yeah, it's a good idea. It's like, yeah, we just want to finish off our thoughts, Our thought line, this is at Habas. You are able to finish your thoughts, your thought line, you know, because, you know, when there's distraction, kids, everything is just like, you're not able to, you know, what was I, this is basically what you're saying. What is the biggest misconception or misperception of people, what people have of yoga?
Yoga in the essence is not religious. People, the biggest conception is it's a religious thing. And anything that we don't understand is the devil. So I think that, so as a mindfulness teacher and coach and working in corporate space, I work with everything from a secular point of view. So yes, we do yoga at the corporate space, but I don't term it yoga. It's movement. It's really about movement,
so that
right?
Because we all think it's something to do with the devil.
Yes,
worshipping the devil.
Exactly. So it's really about, because yoga in essence is really about centering. It's, you know, syncing. When you're doing it, you sync your breath and your movement. So this is now body, mind, and soul.
Is that your
this
chakras?
Is how
it
happens. So it's from the religious point.
So from the so that's the biggest misperception. And
once they understand, so okay, and now they practice and they realize, like, actually, you know, because now you are not focusing on poses per se for beginners, but just like movement of releasing energy, stagnant energy in their bodies.
And then it works. So you have retermed it so that we don't.
Yes, because again, I'm not necessarily a yoga instructor. I do yoga. I'm not a yoga coach. I do yoga. I do, so with the training on mindfulness, we did mindful movement, which yoga is part of.
Okay, all right. Now, there was a time we went for, we're just going to wrap it up now, for breathing exercises, coaching with my sister-in-law. And they told us we should stop eating meat at the time. You can eat fish, but don't eat meat. And we were doing the breathing. And then while the breathing exercises were happening during the week, there was a time it felt so weird. Like we're doing it at Northside, just very quiet. And obviously we're focusing, and there's a time we're feeling like we're lifting up.
Yeah.
And I remember standing and we opened our eyes, we looked at each other, and we're like, this is so creepy. I don't know, what do you think was it? Is it, what was that? Well, it felt so creepy. Like we felt like maybe our souls are getting stolen. What is going on there? It's obviously a misunderstanding of us not understanding what was happening. What was that? We never went back.
We got creeped out.
We were so creeped out.
So when you are meditating and you're aligned, you lose everything, your thoughts and all that. So because we are energy beings, everything is energy. This cup is an energy.
Yeah.
This table is energy. I'm energy. It's just depending on how the movement, you know. So then you are so quiet. Your mind is not engaged. Now you feel yourself as this energy, because when you are deep in, you don't even feel yourself. You can't feel your nose or anything. So that means you're feeling your energy. You're at your lightest point and you felt it. So I like explaining, especially when you have newbies, like, okay, what you're likely to feel and stuff like that. Yes.
I think that's the explanation we didn't get.
Yes, because it can get scary.
Yeah.
It can get
for people who are not used to being.
Yes, exactly. So that is what was happening. You just get so light and in touch with your vibrational energy.
Yeah.
So your vibration, you're feeling it.
Yeah.
So you're not feeling the density of your body.
Okay. This is quite interesting. You know, Mother, thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you.
I really hope you enjoyed the interview. But at the same time, do you have anything to say to, you know, whoever is listening now about mindfulness and the importance of it?
Okay, what I would like to say to people is, to everybody, which is also my reminder, I always say I'm a teacher and a student. As I'm teaching, I'm learning.
Yeah.
And as I learn, I teach and I enjoy my work because I'm also getting the benefit as I'm teaching people. So the reminder is, can we please take care of ourselves?
Yeah.
Like, it's not luxury. It's very, very important. Stress kills, like you die. Death. Some of these illnesses come because of stress. Every time you are stressed, you release certain hormones in your body. And the more you have them, they affect different organs.
Yeah.
Some of this cancer have nothing to do with your genes. Because every single human being have a cancer gene. Yes. It's then the lifestyle.
It's the lifestyle.
And what we are doing. These painful emotions actually hurt us.
Yeah, they actually eat away.
They eat something away from us. So can we please do take care of ourselves, invest in our personal care. You don't necessarily have to have lots of money. It can just be time out. Write your love letter to yourself. Forgive. How do I take out these negative energies? How do I find my alignment again? So let's really take care of ourselves, because then we become better human beings.
Yeah.
You know, hurting people hurt others.
Yes,
and then the cycle just keep
yeah.
going. And then the head does just not happen to the heart, you know, physically. Some people are really sick or contracted or have certain illnesses because of most workspace, because the workspace is
toxic.
Is toxic, you know. When you look at the word disease, it's saying dis-ease, not at ease. And then when you're diseased, not at ease, the symptoms become the illness.
Yeah.
And then you get sick.
Yeah.
So, and nobody can ever be you. Ever.
Yeah.
So this world needs that spice that is you.
Yes.
Don't compare yourself to anybody, because you're not anyone.
Yeah.
You know, we need that spice to make the soup of this world to be nice and yummy.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, you quit your job and you seem fine. This is what you're saying. It all works out in the end.
Yes.
Just take care of yourself.
Just take care of yourself.
Just take care of yourself.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very, very much. It was a pleasure. I enjoyed chatting with you and your energy.
Oh, thank you. Do you have good energy?
Yeah, you have a curious energy.
A
learning energy. You know, yeah. Come and like, I want to learn. That's the energy that came out a lot for me with you.
All right. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, guys, I hope you loved this episode as much as I did. Understanding of mindfulness and how it works. And this is basically what we're trying to get an understanding of. All right, guys, bye for now.